and you don't need an assistant to help you. So we call those minor operations, and they could be done anywhere in the body. But if you have to make any penetration of the body, for instance, open the abdominal cavity, or that's a major operation, because you are interfering, you know, in a more major way, yes, in a more responsible way than the minor one. After all, the minor one doesn't carry much responsibility with it, because you're only dealing with a small area of skin as a rule, or something small somewhere, and there's not much chance to go wrong. But a major operation carries with it a large responsibility. And I always thought this was so, that if ever I suggested that I should operate on someone, whether taking a gallbladder out or doing other internal operations, I felt obliged that if I interfered with his body, I had to make sure it was fixed up, that nothing went wrong. And I think that was my philosophy of medicine. You do what you can safely, but if you find you're out of your depth, well, you don't do it. I mean, craniotomies, operations on the brain, for instance, are obviously major operations, and they require special tooling and special training, and you're dealing with a brain, you're dealing with a person, and you're responsible for what happens to that person. So it's a very big responsibility to be a surgeon, really.
Yes.
It really is. Sometimes, I think in later years, things have changed a bit. I think surgery has become a bit of a trade now since the medical scheme was introduced, that they work 2 hours and they work to a certain amount of money, and they don't take the care that they should, I don't think. Sometimes. You see a lot of instances of that, where the surgeon does an operation, then goes away skiing for 3 weeks, you know. That sort of thing never happened in our day. If we knew we were going on holidays, we would say, look, don't book me up for anything till I come home, and I'll clear up everything I've got before I go away and make sure everything's all right. You didn't operate one day and go away the next day. Oh. That's not being responsible, I don't think. And so I'm old-fashioned enough to be quite critical of some of the modern medicine that's done.
Now, you did mention that Max Brown did your anaesthetic for you.
Yes.
What happened to Max?
He went down on one of the ships. I don't know which one it was, because I haven't got any details of that, but I know he lost his life at sea.
Yes.
There were a lot of ships there. There's a chap in Victoria, I've forgotten his name now, but they have a party every year. He went down on one of the ships, but after so many hours in the water, they were picked up by an American submarine or something.
Yeah, so we've got 2 survivors in Western Australia, but they were in the water for 6 days.
6 days,
yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway,
who picked them up?
The you've got 2. The American submarine, the Queenfisher, picked both of these fellows up.
Yeah.
But as you know, Riley Richards was picked up by the Japs and still ended up in Japan.
Yeah. C.R. Richards, yeah, he was in the 2nd 14th Battalion, I think, 2nd something.
I think he was artillery.
Came from Bathurst, didn't he?
I'm not sure. No.
Yeah. Riley Richards, I knew him before the war, or in the early war years I used to see.
Now, let's move forward to the day that the Japanese capitulate. Did you have any forewarning of this? And what was your feeling? What was the general spirit in the camp?
Well, we were up in the camp in Bandung. They'd closed the hospital and shut everything down, sent me up to Bandung with a whole lot of others, and we were living in this jail up there called, I've forgotten its long name. Anyhow, we thought we weren't being fed very well, and we had a wireless up there, and we knew things were getting a bit tight, but the thing that shocked us all was, of course, Hiroshima. We had no idea they had a bomb like that, but as soon as it did happen, we felt, well, my goodness, that could end the war for us. And straight away after that, we got better food supply. They sent in some meat, a lot of vegetables, and it was only a day or two later, on the 9th of 9th of August, that they dropped another bomb on Nagasaki. And it was then that it was quite obvious to us that Japan couldn't stand this sort of thing, and they would capitulate, which they did a few days later. And then the Japs almost disappeared. Our guards didn't go around the camps bashing everyone every day. They disappeared almost. And we got food sent in and all sorts of things, and we were so happy and elated. We were getting messages and things that the war was over. Wonderful.
Yes. Well, Les, thank you very, very much for honouring me. That's the wrong term, but allowing me to interview. And I'd like to just comment that you have been the author of a number of books. And in my hand I have Samurais and Circumcisions. I hope that that comes up well on the video, which I've just acquired recently. I'm very proud to have it, and I'm very proud that Les has endorsed it for me. Thank you again, Les.
Well, thank you. I've enjoyed it. I hope I've done it properly for you.